Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two, episode number 179 with your host, Chris. I am, as always, that guy that I just said I was. Get off my back. Jeez. Hey, everybody, welcome to another great episode and another great day in another great month in another great year in another great lifetime. I'm still working off a sickness, so I apologize if I sound all weirdo. If you guys at home would like to keep in contact with me, you can do that at my Twitter and Instagram. Both are at castingfor2, as well as you can send me an email, castingfor2@gmail.com. And as always, I can't talk enough about the other podcast that I do called Sunday Brunch, hosted by the lovely Megan Johnson of tipsywriter.com, and her Twitter is also tipsy_writer. And we have a good old time, and you can listen to it on secretstageproductions.com, which, if you guys haven't, listen to this, go listen to that, and then listen to this, and listen to that, and you can keep going back and forth. I don't want to tell you how to live your life, but they sync up later on. I guarantee it. So I guess I should get into my guest for today. My guest is my good friend, Mr. Jon Cairns, a.k.a. the Bobcat, a.k.a. the best ALM in the biz. And this is his fourth time on the podcast, making it, he's tied for most times on the show. This podcast has almost been around for 4 years, one every year. There you go. So good on you, Bobcat. And it was great to get him back and just have a nice, good old catch-up session. And you know what? I'm going to stop talking so you can listen. So sit back, relax, and Chris, cue the music, please.
See my eyes and all right. I'm gonna turn that off.
Yeah, there you go.
You want to see my ugly mug?
Silly cat.
No. Oh God, I'm so glad that I got home and I didn't drink all my beer on the weekend. So there was some beers here for me. I didn't have to go to the beer store.
Oh, yay.
It was nice, just coming home after a weird good day, sort of, whatever you call it.
You had a weird good day.
Yeah, so it was good, but I was like, I want to go home and Skype with you. Then I got a Skype with Robbie True down in Australia.
Oh, okay.
And then just not do any work because I'm dead tired.
There you go. How is the work going over there?
The work is good. It's going to be another busy year where we're all basically saying this is the year that's going to blow up the city.
Right.
And, yeah, it was like last year was a record-breaking year, I think, or the year before, too. And this year's shaping up to be just another gong show of a year. It was good.
Nice. Johnny, do me a favor. Any chance you get to walk away from the computer so I can't hear you, make sure to do that.
Oh, yeah, I'll just let them know. Just give me a moment. Sorry, I need to put a little light. Am I loud and clear now?
Yeah, you're loud and clear. I mean, you know how I operate, right?
I know. Well, I've got a new computer. Like, it's so funny. My old iMac, and then I had the headset and everything and all that stuff. I had some issues with it, and it's now been almost a year that it's been at a buddy's place, and he still hasn't looked at it. And like, he works in film, and I do, and I still don't even know if I'll ever get it. But it kind of almost crashed, and I have files I'd like to get,
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, I think it's pretty much gone.
Right.
I've moved on with life, and I have to redo stuff, but it's fine.
Yeah, no, my iMac from film school crashed, so.
Like, I just want to get all the files, and just that's the thing was I was like, if you can't, can you at least pull the stuff off onto this terabyte drive and call it a day? And I don't even know if he even touched it yet. It's been like a year. But
Yeah.
you know, every now and then I text him, and then I went to Vietnam, and then he's like, oh, I was like, oh, I'm gone there, and I was like, oh, we'll retouch, and he's finished Flash, and then he went on another one, and I'm like, oh, fuck, well, we'll just see each other in the future. Fucking hell. Anyway, maybe he's already disassembled it and used it as parts.
Yeah, he sold all your footage and information online.
Probably right. I had some porn there, so God knows.
Well, now, Johnny,
Yeah.
what kind of porn are you into?
Well, it wasn't anything like, well, you know what? It was more artsy. I had
Okay.
lots of artsy kind of, you know, Jared was showing me a couple of things of some pages, and it was like really kind of artsy kind of photo shots. They're all really cool, and they kind of actually inspired me to kind of think of doing some other photo shoots of my own or some kind of cool concepts. And then I just never really got into it. Nothing like hardcore or anything, but it's still like, it's a bunch of cool images, kind of like a scrapbook of a mix of that and also some other non-sexual photos. Like, it was a scrapbook, kind of what I was kind of thinking for like some fashion stuff and some cool ideas. And I just, you know, I never get, what do I do? I'm a workaholic. I need a hobby. But anyway, you know, I'd kind of like those back. And then also just a bunch of family photos and other things. And then a shit ton of old photos, which they're so old now, I might as well just scout stuff again and build my file again because I get paid to scout when I'm scouting. So it's almost like at this point, they're probably so old. It's like whatever. But there is some things from other shows and permits and just, you know, things have changed so much now with, you know, a few years ago that not too much, but enough that I don't really need any of that stuff. I mean, you know what I mean? So in the end, I mean, I'm sure there's something there, but everything's backed up now. I'm backed up some way or another.
Gotcha. And are you backed up, or are you eating that fiber?
I was backed up actually on the weekend.
Yeah, I could sense it.
Yeah, I mean, I posted that thing where I went to a friend's restaurant, really good, and then she was trying to make me try other stuff, and I always kind of choose my 5 or so dishes or whatever. And, you know, she's like, typical, another IPA from whatever, Blue Buck. And so, you know, it was like, oh, I forgot to order pizza. I ruined something wrong, but here, this is it, and it's a mistake, but you can try it. And she was just basically saying, like, here, there's a dish for you to try, you fucker. And and it was good, but I was so hungry. I ended up eating like a couple of Tyler's dishes, and I ate like just so much shit, so much stuff. It was good, but I was just like, I felt like, you know, I was just a mess. Like, oh God, it was good. It was great, but I was just like, I felt like I hadn't eaten in a week. I was just this weird thing. Like, I was like, all right, more plates, so let's go. Just sitting there at the bar eating while they're drinking and talking. Tyler's talking to some other person, and you know, I'm just there like, more, John? More. It was just fucking weird.
Now, are you still eating the cheesy bread?
You know what? I do occasionally, but I kind of cut down a little bit because it's like sometimes I'm like, I gotta eat less of that shit, and so I get a smaller pizza and I call it a day. But I get more cheesy dips, so that really counters it, and I feel like I'm not making any progress. But yeah, there's just so much dough, right? Like, it's almost like, fuck, when you try to eat like some of those cheesy breads and then you like can barely get through even a quarter of your pizza, and you're like, why did I fucking order all this?
Right.
Just a waste of money.
Johnny.
Yeah, right.
Johnny.
Johnny, Bunny, banana, pineapple. So anyway, what else can we talk about? God, we should do these more than a year. I'm sorry. You know, we're all busy, but you know me, workaholic, locations. But I've been busy. I mean, the biggest year yet. Just looking at the rebate and the tax I'll get, I'm like, Christ, that's going to go right to the fucking debt cutter, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on a new show, and
Lost in Space, right?
Yeah, man. Today they had their first behind the scenes footage, like BK, and it was in an interesting location, so I'm sure they got some decent stuff. I'm the prep ALM, assistant location manager, just doing a lot of prep and permits and other things, and little quarterback and little stuff. And then I got a raise, so it's kind of confusing, but it'll get confusing to some people, but they're all just going to go to anybody in locations. I need an answer, right? A second unit location manager. So
Okay.
so there is still a location manager, a main one, a buddy of mine, and he's still the boss, but I kind of quarterback a bunch of other stuff too. So I'm similar calls to a degree as him, kind of thing. So, which is cool. And so it's really actually just more of a bit of a pay raise. It just goes right to taxes. And the credit, I guess, which is cool. So this is the biggest one I've ever done, which is pretty fucking huge. I kind of LM'd a little one, but it doesn't really count. So this is officially, it's a big show, dude. It's a lot of studio, and then we go out once in a while. But it's pretty freaking huge, man. Like,
right.
I mean, I can't say exactly, but
yeah, don't say anything because I don't want to cut anything, Johnny.
Oh, I know. Well, no, I'll be good. Like, there is NDAs, and we sign. Like, if you came out, we could, just sign it and then come over and take a look at the ships.
Johnny, silence your phone.
It's off, man. It's off. It's off. It's off.
No, because when I tell people about you, because I drop your name a lot, because I forgot to
silence it. I apologize.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. I'm giving you a compliment, Johnny.
Don't tell me how sick.
No, I just tell people that my buddy is Bobcat, and he's the best ALM in the business.
Well, thanks. I'm flattered. I don't think I'm the best.
I think you're the best.
Well, thanks, buddy. I do. I've grown to like my job. I mean,
finally, Jesus Christ.
I know, right, bitch?
Oh, my name's Johnny. I'm having an identity crisis. I'm not liking it.
True. You know what's funny is when we did the Monkey in My Suit podcast, it's on my phone. So when I'm driving, occasionally it'll do a mix. It pops in, and I get to hear back some of the other ones. And some of them are so fucking funny. But I'm looking at like some of them I'm bitching. I'm like, oh god. And then, I mean, there's always going to be shitty days. I mean, we all once you're working enough in it, we're like, oh my god, you've seen it all almost, and it does. It helps you stronger, and it's not an easy job. It really isn't. It's just, I mean, I know some people aspire, very few aspire to go to LM or LM, and they do, some do, but it takes a lot of experience to really be able to hold your ground. And I mean, I'm sure I'll do something else. There'll be something here that'll be holy shit. Even the last show I just did, there was something I thought it was good, and I was like, Terry, I feel we're fucked. And he's like, no, we're all good. And I'm like, okay, good, but I have a heart attack. But not like what I used to, So, but it's a challenging job, and then I guess it just you just go one after the other, and 2 days at a time. Not 1 day at a time, 2 or 3 days, because everybody's on 1 day at a time in film, but locations at least on 2-3 days at a time.
Right.
And that's it.
That's why I say you're the best in the biz.
Thanks, buddy. Anyway, maybe in West End. I don't think there's any other one that lives in West End. Oh, no, there's a few guys that live in West End, but they're LMs now, and they're pretty good.
I also, I'm glad you brought up Monkey in My Soup, because I think about some of those episodes and I laugh just because of how ridiculous they are.
Oh, I know.
And just how stupid some of us are. When I mean I mean mainly me.
We were all crazy. I mean, one of my favorites is, I'll be honest. Like, I mean, I know, I made you guys laugh a little bit, and people are like, oh, you're funny. You should do stand-up. And I did actually in the shower think of a really good, and I can't remember it all. Oh, no, it's about my dick, and it's fucking hilarious. And it was a really good bit, and I'm almost thinking, I think I have a really good solid, 10-minute bit on stage just on my dick alone. Right. Weird way. It's nothing... Anyway, I'll have to explain a little later, but we're going back to just kind of, there was some funny bits, and I'll be honest, it's weird, maybe a little narcissistic, but we hate to, I don't know, some people it's like, I don't know, in the past, you'd be like, oh, it's not cool to be narcissistic, but some people make their living off of it doing that and just having that attitude. But There's some of the ones I'm listening and I'm like, I'm pretty damn funny, and it just makes me
Right.
laugh. And it's certain things I get and it gets. But then I remember showing it to some people and they're like, yeah, it's funny, it's good, but they're like, yeah, you know what I mean? It's just, and it's more of a personal thing. So it's not. I mean, I guess what I'm saying is a buddy of mine starting a little podcast where he's meeting people on the street in West Van. He brings them into his van, and he just has an interview with them. And what it's weird is he meets these unique people, and one was this guy who grew up in the funeral home service as a
Right.
family business, and he's around it all the time. And some of the questions are just like, oh my god, like it's something else. I mean, I'm just more. We were just having fun and kicking it.
Right.
But my favorite bits was actually just, I mean, I love the soup burning. That was a good one. And just even listening to that one that keeps popping up for some reason, when I'm spilling the orange juice, when I'm talking about me, meeting Susan Sarandon and just kind
Right.
of turning into a little ball of mush and going, oh, I'm with Susan, like Garth in Wayne's World. And he's like, what's that? Just like a total mess,
See,
and it was good. And then it's just like spilling the juice, and I'm like, oh, the papers, and it was just funny. Yeah.
my favorite one is when I was coming up with a way for you to die, and on in a Michael Bay movie, and it was just you were being shoved, killed, impaled by dicks.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That was a good one. I gotta find that one.
Yeah, I forgot what it was called, but I just remember having so much fun just being stupid. Being stupid is the best.
Being stupid is like the way to go. I'm not stupid. There's times
Johnny.
where I feel like, yeah, I am stupid. Or, no, you're not stupid. You just do stupid things. And
Right.
there's times where I'm like, no problem. And there's times where it's like, we're outside and I'm like checked out, for like responsibility. And, I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, well, I don't know. I just kind of didn't want to open the door. So you just fucking, you know what I mean? You just let the girl walk right in the door. I'm like, I waited. I don't know. I just, just have like a brain fart.
Right.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's because you're dumb, Johnny. Embrace it.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, yeah.
This is the fourth time you've been on the podcast. You are now tied for most times on the podcast.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
And Johnny, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How old are you?
I am 30. I'm 35 years old.
When we met each other, I just turned 21 and I'm going to be 30 this year.
No way.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be fucking 30.
I'm going to be 30.
That makes no sense. I thought I was. So wait, am I older than 35 now? No, that's. So wait, when I met you, there's no way I was 26 when I met you.
Yeah.
I wasn't 26 in Victoria though.
Yeah. I just turned 21 in film school.
So wait a minute. That makes sense. That does make sense because I've been doing this for 7-8 years.
Yeah.
So I have to be 35. Was I really 26 in Victoria?
Yeah.
God, I think I was older.
Well, I mean, you may have been older, like mentally.
Maybe, yeah. I did a fair bit. I mean, I know that film school was kind of weird,
Right.
but in the end, but I gotta say, it was one of my favorite moments in life. And even though the school was like bought out by another school and closed down, they're like, hey, what about our $100 to make our films? Like, there's no money. You're done.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. And so we kind of that one weird year where we're like, well, fuck this. We'll make it our own school and do whatever in a way. And we did. And we had the support of the teachers. And our class, the one before and after, were the most, I believe, were the most successful. We're all doing, for the most part, our own artsy whatever. We're still doing something, right? And I mean, what's Alice is now doing more painting, but just we're still connected a little bit more. And I think it was very successful in that kind of chaotic, weird way. And it made me kind of think, actually, recently I was touching base with Mills and them about, hey, now that, maybe there's no statute of limitations and time's done, I wanted to actually just ask them. And I've been meaning to meet up with him and Jim. Like, what was the deal behind that whole thing? Like, give me the behind the scenes. And
Right.
or no, and if there was something, maybe there's a cool little story behind it, and if there isn't anything exciting, then fuck it. We'll just move on to the next idea. But I was drunk when I thought about it, but
Naturally.
it's more passionate in my head than, probably what in reality. But it was a good experience. It was just like, I kind of did university before, so I farted around there in the first year or two because I came right out of high school. And then I smartened up, and then so I was a bit more mature student going in. So I guess that, helped out a lot. But you know what I mean? So kind of like just, I guess my brain, I was a little bit more learned and just kind of mature in the way and just be able to hit up. But it was definitely a different school than anything I think anyone's ever fucking done.
Right. And I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head. It was one of the best experiences I've ever had. I mean,
yeah.
I love telling people, like, oh, did you go to school? I tell them, kinda.
I kind of did.
Yeah.
I have these old videos, and then I think you shared one about this little clip of 3 weeks in film school. And I just how, like, Yanku is like, Susie, can you do this and do this? And she's like, okay, but I was told to do this, but fine. And that moment made me kind of go, that is exactly what happens on film sets in the real world. Like, it's like Art Parham's Green's got to do this. And like, oh, it's like I could see people on studio sets kind of bickering. It's like so exactly what happens now. It was so funny. And then, but, Yonku didn't see, or maybe he did, that I was just fucking with him, right? I'm like, you want me to grip something? You want me to what? Just being a jerk.
I just like how he said, can you sand everything down? And you're like, where's the sander?
Where's the sander? What do you mean sand everything? I'm not in I should have said construction. No, I'm not construction. I'm production assistant. I got to watch and make sure you guys don't wreck this location.
You even back then you were ALMing.
I'm not stepping on toes in any fucking union. You want to start that shit? That's fine with me.
Do you have any more video of anything?
Well, that's the thing. A lot of it is actually kind of on. A bunch of it is on that old computer somewhere, and then
just tell him to take out the hard drive, because then you can at least take footage off of that.
I do have an old. You know what I do? I got to check my old hard drive, my LaCie or whatever hard drive, which I have somewhere. It's packed somewhere, but it should have files that I can pop on here. My problem is this computer I bought like a dumbass. I didn't put a lot of memory on it. Not a lot of memory, but it's not got a lot of. Not a lot of storage, like card memory. So I'm like, what did I do? So I got to go to Apple or figure it out. But I do have some stuff on that LaCie, actually, and it should be on there because that was during the film school era.
Yeah.
If I think it's there. But there's new stuff on my Mac that I worked with work and everything that's not on there. But it should all be there. Anything else, there's probably some little shit that I posted on Facebook that's like way back in the videos, like that nobody can find. You can find it. It's just you got to search, and it's pretty there. I didn't lock it. I didn't lock it totally. Like, when I did that one photo shoot for a friend, and when I was wearing the flesh-colored unitard, she was like, "Well, I want a photo shoot," and so I was like, "All right." So I got a friend to do it, and I put on my flesh-colored unitard and my cat mask and did some weird, like, poses with a samurai sword. And I did some of them where I was laying on my roommate Luke's bed, and then he found out later after I was like, yeah, buddy, I'm on your bed. And he's at work. But that, and I posted that, and there's actually an album in the Facebook there, and it's just straight up all of that. It looks retarded. And I'm surprised nobody's fucking searched my page and found that. Like, they'd be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, but that's just classic Johnny.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Like, meh.
Some more stuff on there that I don't even remember that's there, and it's fucking sitting there. So I gotta look. Anyway, there's stuff. I'll find it. I'll go to the is it LaCie?
Yeah, like or Lacey or something like that.
Lacey, yeah. LaCie's Final Fantasy. There's my RPG nerd in me. Lacey Drive. The one that looks like in 2000 Space Odyssey, except instead of a red eye, it's a blue eye.
Right. Yeah, I remember that drive very well.
It's a good drive. It was bulky as shit. Now you got these drives that are like, it's the size of your thumb, and you're like, it's just stupid memory. Now I feel old talking about that shit. I remember back in the day when you had drives the size of your thumbnail. Now you ingest them and poop them out, and they're the size of a pen.
Johnny, you remember tapes?
Oh, do I? I still got it. I do have some VHS tapes. I don't think I'll ever get these videos anywhere. Like some really old little classics, like Slugs. Like just terrible.
Oh yeah, that great classic, Slugs.
Well, it's not. It's just so brutal. Like I love the moment at the beginning where she's like, "Look at this slug, honey," in the garden, and then she gets close, and it's so like puppetly animated where the slug goes for a bite, and they're like, "Ooh, that's not right."
You would have that movie. You absolutely would.
Oh, dude, it was like $3 at Blockbuster, like ready to go and get out. And I'm like, dude, this is great. I think I got it as a gift. And I was like, this is brilliant.
Johnny.
Yeah. What's going on with you, man? You've even get some good guests on here. I still haven't heard and I'm sorry, I heard the Kevin McDonald one. Like, fuck. I was telling a buddy about that, and then we ended up spending the day. I spent the day pretty much in the studio showing tons of kids in the halls, like, his scream where he gets this
yeah
bunny slippers. And then we went to McCullough ones, and he's like, like the when he's like, the kid's birthday, he's like, you're going to watch your dad get pathetically drunk. I just love those guys. They're all just great.
Well, you should, I'm not going to tell it was a wonderful chat. He was a wonderful man. And you should listen to it, especially towards the end.
Okay, I will.
I'm insulted because I thought of you the entire time I was talking with him, and then I did something that I never do, and yet almost a year later.
Was it a year? Has it been a year?
No, almost.
Jesus.
It'll be a year in 6 months.
You know what? I gotta tell you, I know. I apologize. I love you. I'm just doing my thing. We're all busy, but like, it's fucking insane how time flies, right? Like, this is now like 8 years, 7 going on 8 years that I've been doing this, and it's just, I don't know. I'm blown away. Like, it's how it goes. Every now and then you step back and you go, Jesus, that has been. My nephews are now like 8 and 6.
Wow.
Like, Michael's going to be a teenager before you know it. Like, it's just nuts.
Yeah.
And, I'm still in the same place in the West End here. It's been pretty good. I got to say, the rent's gone up crazy in other places. I'm locked in kind of where it's controlled, so I can't leave. As soon as I leave, it's gone. I'm like, this is a deal. I can't fucking leave anymore.
Right.
And I'm good right now. But, I mean, there's always the talk about me and a few others. They're like, we still feel like it's the oil patch. Like, we'll work. Who knows? We'll work for a while, and then I don't know if I'd ever raise a family and retire right in Vancouver here. I'd be like, checking it out, man. Time to go.
I'm so glad you brought up families.
You're an uncle, right? How old's your little one?
Yeah. So the Matthew, he's 5. He's the oldest, and
I think last time I saw him, he was a baby. Like,
right.
It was just photos. Like, yeah, okay, Jesus. Wow.
Yeah, no, he's grown up. Well, not all grown up, but he can talk. And then my niece is 2. She's going to be 3 next month, or in a month. In one of these months.
Those are pretty cute. Eh? My brothers do. Terry is due. Well, not Terry, but Brittany in like in days. Like within days. And Terry is going to be a father.
That is, I'm not surprised, but I just flash back to this guy who had the same amount of passion and enthusiasm as you do, talking about Alberta beef.
I know, right? He's so. He came out here for Christmas with Brittany and him.
Yeah,
and he did his own thing a little bit, and then he. They had a party to go, New Year's Eve party, but we did meet up for some dinners. I took him out to a really nice place out here. It's pretty pricey. It was good. I knew he'd love it, and just steak and lobster choked in bacon and just, just beautiful oysters. And yeah, it was great. It was just, he's such a funny guy, man. I tell you.
Yeah.
He's so fun. I think he's funnier than me. He should have done stand-up. I mean, he's just such a freaking, just funny, comical, and just charisma and confidence is unbelievable. And that's why he's doing well in what he's doing.
Right.
He's doing very well. He's president or co-president of a company for corporate insurance, and he's I don't know, driving an M5, and he's, I mean, that's what you want, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm not going for something whatevers, but at the same time, he works hard for it, man. Him and Rick, they're both very, very smart, very intelligent, very motivated, people. So that little baby's going to be like a super genius.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope he is. I hope he's not just the opposite where he's like, nah, I'm good.
No, Terry and them are going to be like, no, you're going to be working. You're going to figure it out.
And you're going to be eating Alberta beef.
Age 5 or 6, like, her chores have to be popped out in a spreadsheet and organized and managed and dated. Oh, yeah. I'm not ready, but there's like, oh, you're going to get it done.
Gonna do it, gonna get in there, gonna get it done.
Get it done.
All right, Johnny, I gotta ask you.
Yeah, man.
We all know that I'm a fan of Hollywood stories.
Yes.
I want a good Hollywood story since the last time I talked to you, good which on Friday. It would have been a year since we last talked.
Good Hollywood story. Don't.
That you're allowed to talk about, no MDA crap.
Oh yeah, totally.
And no putting anyone down.
Oh no, we don't.
Because
do that.
Yes, you do, and you make me re-edit the episodes, Johnny.
That was one time, man.
And you are the only person to have ever. What?
I was in a dark place. I actually probably wasn't, but I had a few. And
yes.
What? Let me just get a beer and I'll be right back. Okay?
I've only ever edited the podcast once for anybody.
Oh my God!
And
I'm sure you've edited it in other times.
Nope. Nope.
Nope. All right. Well, what?
In 4 years of doing this show,
right.
Johnny is the one guest who's always difficult.
You know what? That's not true. Totally.
That is totally true.
All right, whatever. So, oh my God! I mean, God, time flies here. I don't have really anything common. I have some common thing. Did I do Live Like Line? I did that movie.
What?
That was Live Like Line. I just finished that in the summer.
Is that the sequel to like Be Like Mike or something? What's that movie about?
Nothing like that. It was. Let me get comfy here. It was a film that it was like set almost like in the Midwest, and for some reason, well, I know the reasons, we ended up shooting it all in the core of Vancouver, and you're like, what? This is set for like a bus driving down a field of hay, and then they jump out, and I'm like, how do we do that? Why don't we shot it with a green screen in a city school park? Like, it was weird, but it was based on a true story, and it was one of the first scripts that I kind of read. I mean, I'll be honest. There's some TV movies that are pretty little ones I did that I don't really read the full things. I kind of I skim through, go to the shooting list, and see what stunts, stuff, things that important locations I need to deal with now, and then I'll sort it out later. But I read it, and it was kind of got a tear. It was actually really, really written well. Mm. It's not a true story, and really kind of sad in the beginning, but it had Helen Hunt and William Hurt in it, mm-hmm. and a couple other people, and it was a good movie. And then it kind of I just hope it does well, because things got a little bit complex shooting it, and it feel like you guys are missing the whole point of the story. It's less about the volleyball and the action, and more about the actual heartache and the actual struggle that the people have that happen in real life based on true story. So that was kind of good. What else did I do before that? Did a Christmas movie. I did Scorched Earth. That was pretty good. Scorched Earth was good. That had
wasn't that the Ben Stiller fake trailer in Tropic Thunder?
No, but oh my god, oh my god, yeah.
I think it
No,
was like Scorcher or something like that.
yeah, it was Scorcher. It was Scorcher. There's like Scorcher 4 or some shit. Like it's like ice freeze or something. Scorched Earth. Oh god. So Scorched Earth. Oh, there's a trailer out. There's a footage. It's great. So it was funny. So it was a little TV movie. It's got this is a good one actually. Gina Serrano or whatever. Carano.
Okay.
You know, like the MMA or whatever girl.
Yeah, the girl who can't act her way out of a paper bag.
Well, I thought we said we weren't going to put anyone down.
No, I said you don't do it.
I know that apparently she's extremely sweet. I mean, she is sweet.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Gina.
No, but the thing is, I remember the Tad on the show. I was talking to her too, and she was saying the same thing later. She's like, we saw Deadpool, and hell's yeah, you're badass, beat the shit out of Colossus. And I was telling her, I was like, yeah, I kind of never really liked Colossus' character, so good on it. And she really kind of shy. She's like, I wasn't that big. I didn't have any speaking roles. It was kind of like, man. I was like, honestly, yeah, you didn't. You had like one or two lines, little bits, but I thought you were pretty badass. I thought you did pretty good.
Yeah.
And so she's really, really sweet. And she plays this, it's like a post-apocalyptic world. It's kind of very polluted, and people there's no real system. It's more barter for economics. It's more barter system. They trade for like saltine tablets to like clean water, and just they really try to survive. And it's a bounty hunter named Atticus Gage, and that's her name.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, totally. And so there's lots of stunts and shooting and kicking ass and some horses and stuff. And I'm just looking at some of the photos. There's a couple of us in this one town that's built up here, and it was fun. It was kind of neat. Had some little stunts, and I remember we did this stunt where we went to a quarry. It was kind of nice. I have the video somewhere. It was pretty sad actually. I was ready to like do slow-mo on the iPod, like the iPhone, and like, all right, this is gonna be wicked. We're gonna drop. There's this stunt where they drop a coffin off a cliff. Right, and it's supposed to have someone in it, right? And it goes, and it's like a big quarry, so it's a process for this small movie to have it, and they only have so many coffins. They have a few, they have enough. They drop it, and they push it off, and then it just goes like 5 feet down and gets stuck, right? And we're like, oh, that's a little bummer. And then the second take was great, though. And I slow-moed it, and it was just great. That thing fell and just boom, 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 cracked open, and out goes half the dummy body. And then they shot it with a few cameras, and they'll probably tweak it and edit it. So that was kind of good. But other than that, it wasn't anything super exciting. There was some horses and shit, and it wasn't a big show. So it's kind of a that was not funny, but I haven't done anything really great since that one, The Package with Dolph Lundgren, and so
no. What about
but it was just so stupidly retarded. And
what about the bear one?
The bear one?
Yeah, the one with Thomas Jane.
Oh yeah, well that's the other one too. That one's called like Grizzly in the Wild or some shit. I think it never even it's now changed. Okay, it's changed like 10 times. Oh, there's finally a trailer. 2015 came out, and then, oh, look at that. It actually has brackets Kuwait. I think they only got it to Kuwait. I'm not kidding. Look at it on IMDb. Has 5 stars out of 10. And it's, Jesus, really? Just been brackets released in Kuwait, 2015, August. We never saw it, and it took forever to release. And I only did a few days on it, but had a whole bunch of people, and Jesus, big list. I don't know what the hell happened to it. It's weird. There's still that one, The Layover, with Kate Upton and Alex Daddario and William Macy, and Macy was awesome, and it was a great one. It was, but I'm looking at it now, and that was one of the few that everyone is like, hey, John, I'm working with some other people again that I worked with, and they're like, hey, when is it coming out, man? Like, we're kind of really excited, and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it now says it has 8.5 out of 10 stars, 2016. They finally have a photo up here, it seems, for like the cover photo. and a few more photos, but it's another one that's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. So go figure.
What is the Warriors Gate? Now I'm for the people at
I,
home. I'm just on your IMDb page.
oh yeah, totally. Go.
What now? What is that? What is that?
Warriors Gate. I'm looking at some of these photos of the layover, and they're like, who the fuck are these? This isn't.
Johnny.
I know Warriors Gate is. You know what it was, and I read it like, well, at least hour. Yeah, here it is. So what it is, it's like a teenager is magically transported to China, learns to convert his video game skills into what it was. When I read it, we only filmed the Canadian unit, and it's like, I swear to God, it's like a revamped modern twist of like the never ending story to a very little degree. Like he goes into an old shop with like little trinkets and Chinese oddities and weird little things, and he finds this. It's not a book, I think. Maybe it is a book or something else, and then he kind of gets transported, and he builds this confidence up. At first, we basically shot like 4 or 5 days was all just one sequence of him being chased by some bullies on bikes.
Mm-hmm.
Not kidding. We would chase after them. They would chase after him through a section of New West, and we jumped to downtown. It was all cut so that it would be one massive chase. That's how it was like 4 or 5 of the 7 or 8 days was just this one chase. It was nuts.
Right.
And it was just cool. And it was it was challenging, but it was cool. And then the only other couple scenes are when this girl from, China, ancient China or whatever, gets transported accidentally back. I think it's a box, actually. And so he takes her to the mall. And all of a sudden, I'm like, with that thing and with the chase, like, never ending story, and he builds the confidence, and he ends up taking down the bullies in the end. You know what I mean? Like, kind of standing up. That's like straight out of Never Ending Story, where he's like running from the guys, gets into the bookshop. Then, you have the scene where he's gotten out of the book and he's named the princess and he's got the confidence and he's got Atreyu, or he's not Atreyu, he's got the...
yeah, Falcor.
He chases the guys down that old alley that's in Vancouver in Gastown. And also a mix of Bill and Ted, I feel, in the sense that, when they take Napoleon to the mall and it's like, Ziggy Piggy, and then they're making him eat the ice cream. That was like those two things I felt was like straight out of that. I mean, I'm just saying that's me. Right. But it was, it was like tweaked a bit. And I guess he's got some computer skills that are pretty badass. And then he somehow, gets him morphed into being able to be a warrior. And it looked kind of cool because I was excited when I got it because it's like Dave Bautista and all these other, I'm like, oh, whoa, and some, and martial arts and Luc Besson, the writer. But we just were dealing with the kid. It was the Canadian part where he gets teleported from like Seattle or whatever. So we were like, all right, well, let's just shoot this and go. It was just Canada unit, the little unit. The most of it was shot in China, where there's actually like a big, like 60%, 70%, I don't know, something like that, replica of the Forbidden City, like on a studio lot.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, apparently it's quite something. I don't know if it's the full thing or it's like a portion, but it's pretty sweet. And apparently they film quite regularly certain things there.
Right on.
It was a French-Chinese co-production, and they just needed some stuff in Canada for bits. And actually, I worked on this one with Michael Gazettis, who's the location manager on this one in Lost Space. So this is the second one we worked together, and yeah, kind of neat.
Nice. And I feel like I have to ask you, Johnny, even though you're probably going to be really reluctant. How's the romantic life going, huh?
Oh, I can tell you that. I'm just still, well, yeah, I'm in work all the time. There's a couple buddies that kind of worry, I can tell. They're like, hey, why don't you, I'm like, there's times where I'm not too interested. Maybe my dick's dead. I don't know, but.
Right.
No, it's done.
Old dead dick Johnny.
I know, right? No, I mean, I've you know what, I kind of hooked up once or twice with some people and some, a friend and whatever. Just had a night, but nothing really pursued a bit further. Went on a date or two dated a girl for a little bit, but it just didn't really work out. I'm a bit more complicated, dealing with a few other things, and and she just, it was just, you know what it felt like? The one girl, it felt like it was the closest thing to kind of dating for a bit, right? And eventually it was just like, love you, you're great. Well, I don't love her, but I think it broke her heart a little bit. But she just felt like too much of a little girl, I guess. I guess in the sense that like
you were dating little girls. Is that what you just said?
What fucking date? Oh, Jesus Christ! No, it was just she was just immature little. Like I just think she could find someone a bit better. I felt like it was more like simple date, like not. Like I'm talking about, like I like a girl. It's like very confident, does her own thing. We bow out for I'll buy you some dinner or beer, but vice versa, we split or whatever. We're just doing our thing and professionally independent. And I guess that girl, she wasn't really. It felt like she's nice and all, but I'm sure she'll just find someone else that's maybe more wants to cuddle and snog and do. I don't know. It just wasn't there.
So then, you're looking for something a bit more casual.
Well, I guess so. And then if it kind of develops, then it develops. But
right.
It felt like it was like, yeah, not you use me, but like, it was just like, whoa, like, I don't know. It just felt like junior high school dating. I don't know how to explain it, but maybe that makes sense.
Well, that's what happens when you date little girls, Johnny.
She wasn't a fucking little girl. She was like 27 or something like that. At the same time, I kind of think she still lived with her parents. I kind of think like she had like the mind of a 20-year-old. So that was kind of weird thing. But anyway, and then just seeing a friend or two, and then, I don't know. And then, recently, I'm not going to knock on it, but I've been hanging out with a friend just briefly that I have some history in the past, and I fucked that up. But she's out here now, and I don't know. We had a nice night last night, and I liked it, and I think she liked it too. And she's single right now. I'm single, and we've, you know what I mean, like done our own thing for a while, and who knows?
Does her name start with a G?
It doesn't, and I'm not going to say it.
Okay, all right, yeah, don't say it, because I'm friends with what's her name, Genevieve. I'm American. Yeah, and you're always in her freaking Snapchats.
I know, because we're always like pigging out on the streets and just partying.
Yeah.
Well, not all the time. I mean, actually, yeah, I don't know. I haven't touched in a couple of days. Sometimes we're going to the buck stop down the way and we went for some pies the other day. There's a new pie place that opened up. Awesome. What? You can get like mashed potatoes and mushy peas on top, and then you just cover in gravy, and it's just like, see you later, I'm done.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
That'll back you up for sure, though.
Well, Jen's a good friend, and we've been hanging out a bit. I don't know. I mean, I don't see why I need to. I actually, right now, I don't really see. It'd be nice to have someone to sit, but I'm so doing my own thing all the time. That frankly, yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I got enough stuff to deal with, and I know that eventually I'm thinking like, yeah, as you get older, I was thinking, there's more people that are getting together and married. You see friends less, but that's bullshit. You'll still always have friends. People get divorced too. That sounds terrible, but people change, evolve, and so whatever. Been hanging out with a few people lately more than others, but it doesn't mean I don't love them as much.
Right.
But
yeah, you haven't been hanging out with me at all.
Yeah, well, it's because you fucking live down way in the States there.
So you do all your random road trips. Don't give me none of that.
Hey, man, I haven't been. Hey, I got an idea here. So
okay, everybody listen to what Johnny's going to say. We're going to see if this is actually going to happen.
No, it's going to happen, dude. I bought tickets for a show for one of my favorite bands, and, there's not many people want to go. I was going to say, Nick, you want to go? And he's like, yeah, but now he's got his dad coming in for Easter. It's for Easter on the 16th, West Hollywood, Palladium Bowl. I was planning to go down there with him and go see the concert, spend a day or two before. Would you like to go with me? I got another ticket. You meet me in Hollywood. We go out to West Hollywood, hit up some bars, go see some other stuff, enjoy Hollywood, hump some stars on the street, and, like the stars on the ground, not real stars.
No, I want to, if I see John Manham, I'm humping him on the street.
Let's do it, and then we'll just video it. It'll be great.
Now, I have a question. What is the band? Because you listen to some out there music.
Yeah, I do. And the thing is, you might be like, nah, but I took Nick to this. He's like, it was a good goddamn show. Thank you for bringing me. Coheed and Cambria.
Oh, I'll go see Coheed, yeah. I know who
Serious?
they are.
I got a ticket. Nick's backed out. So it's the show's on the 16th on Easter on the Saturday, the 15th. It's the Saturday,
Of
whatever that is.
April?
And I was going to fly down a day before. My friend Donna lives down there. We're going to see her for a night. I think there's a couple of people that I've gotten up here that are down there. And so we just go meet up and party a little bit. Maybe come back on the Monday, Tuesday. Whatever works. Maybe go back earlier. But you should go. We should go. We'll get some drunky tats. You don't have to get one, but I'm going to.
You know what? The last tattoo I got was with you.
Together, we should get another one together. I mean, we don't have to, but I think we should.
I want another tattoo.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Are you? Are we going to Coheed and Cambria?
So I am in April. If you know what,
missing Easter.
You know what? I'm going to say this right now. I am going to try to make an effort. So I'm going to say yes.
So you're going to try and make an effort. So, but you say yes.
I say yes.
Are you coming?
Yeah, I said yes.
Okay, sweet. We're going. All right.
Are you? Am I going to have a place to sleep?
No, we'll get a hotel or something.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
I stayed at. It's right across from NBC Studios. I love it. You're going to love it.
Done and done. Let's do this.
It's not a cheapy hostel. It's good. It's better than staying at some of those dirt dive motels there. You just got to check the beds for bugs. And then, maybe I don't think we'll stay at Donna's place, but we'll definitely meet up with her tonight. And we'll figure it out, man.
Done and done.
I was going to drive down, but then I'm like, that's dumb. That takes a while. I'm like, fuck it, I'll fly.
Right.
All right, sweet, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm all in. I'm going in.
All right. Dude, it's going to be wicked. We're going to have a blast. And like Coheed, they just put on an awesome show. And I was blown away. They're so cheapy. I was going to also go see their show in Seattle, but maybe I still will.
I have one of their albums.
Oh, which one is it?
I don't know. The one where it's The Suffering.
Oh, dude. So, okay. Wait a minute. Let me just go to my iTunes here.
Yeah.
So The Suffering, I love the song. It's great. But Coheed. So the album that they're playing, I love that Gravemakers and Gunslingers in No World of Tomorrow. It's fucking rocking. But it is the album that they're playing. Is it No World of Tomorrow? Damn it. Those cocksuckers. They're not cocksuckers. But
right.
Let me just confirm, because I know the album, and I think it is the one with The Suffering. They're just doing one of their things where they're playing the one album from the beginning to the end. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem.
It's going to be a good journey.
Do they have an opening act or anything like that?
I think it's probably just they might, but it's pretty much just them rocking that shit.
All right.
So it's the Good Apollo on Burning Star 4 Volume 1, Never Ender, and so that is it should have that actual song in there. Yeah, nice. That is it.
All right.
So there's a whole bunch: Showbox, Seattle, San Diego, Tempe, Salt Lake, Denver, boom boom. And anything in Vegas? Nah. And then, there you go.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, it's gonna be wicked, dude. Oh, and then they got a few out here. They got Amsterdam, Germany, UK, Swiss, Paris. I remember they were playing in Paris when I was way there, and I was like, oh, sweet. And I saw it, and then it was like they had to cancel for something, and I was like, no, I couldn't read it. I had to get some English dude that spoke. And I'm not kidding. He was a guy from England, but he knew French, and he read it for me. He's like, yeah, they canceled because of this. I'm like, no. But yeah, it's gonna be good.
I just love how you said they have some out here, and you mentioned places that aren't anywhere near where you live.
Oh, out there, I think the only closest is Seattle, and they go Portland, right. Hollywood Palladium on the 15th, and Oakland on the 14th, 15th Palladium, and then 18th San Diego. Cool, sweet.
All right, we're doing it, people.
It's going to be wicked, dude. You're going to have a blast. I'm not kidding. We're going to have a wicked time. It's so good. I'm so excited. I already told them, I said, no matter what's happening on episode 4 or 5, I'm gone. I'm gone for like 5-6 days. It's on the calendar. It says Bobcat in LA. Go fuck yourself. I mean, no.
Classic Bobcat.
Peace. I'm out. Bobcat in Hollywood. Hollywood beats with Bobcat.
Yeah. That's probably still the best piece of any kind of music I've ever done.
I still love that. Yeah, and every now and then it pops up. I'm like, oh, damn. And then it was one of the time where I did a little outtake where it's like, yeah, tweet our asses in or tweet. Yeah, but I could never get it right.
Nah, it's classic Bobcat.
I know, right?
Hey, Johnny, for the people at home who
Yes.
can keep up with all your crazy antics, where can they do that?
That's a good question. I'm on the Facebook, but I don't. Yeah, you got to be friends with me.
Who doesn't want to be friends with you?
I don't really do the Twitter or anything. I mean, I got some people on the. Yeah, I don't know, man. I guess it's Twitter, but I don't really tweet.
Well, start tweeting.
Facebook. I guess it's the Facebook.
The Facebook.
Yeah, it's the Facebook.
All right.
We'll figure it. I mean, maybe I should start tweeting more. We can tweet about this show. The end. There's certain things with hashtags, but you just got to limit a lot, so it's kind of boring.
Yeah, there's these things that these kids are using called hashtags.
Yeah, it's like, well, no, it's like I could do that. There's a hashtag that they will do, but it's like, what am I going to say? Like, oh, there's my PAs and their vests. Great day, It's like, it's kind of, you know what I mean? It's not really exciting. I mean, Facebook's the better one. Then I'm out on a bar down here just porking in myself on good old bone marrow and pork cheek, or I don't friggin' know. Or just, fucking it up downtown. But that's probably the only time you'll get me.
There you go, Johnny. So I feel like I should end this recording. We don't have to stop talking, but I'm just going to end the recording.
Okay, well, bye, folks and family and friends. Hope you had a great time, and see you on the 5th, because I'm now the record breaker.
No, you're not the record. You're tied for the record.
And we'll see you at the record break.
Now, when the LA thing happens, we can do another episode, and then you would have, you would have broken the record.
Damn right.
There you go.
15. Boom.
Done.